What's up? What's good? What's poppin'? Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Stony. What's up? Divine Feminine, listen. So you out here making money moves, right? And every time you out here making money moves, I feel like you're taking a risk, but you got to take a risk. Like whatever you do to get money, you just do it differently. So your moves is just different, right? You feel like you're on a mission. You're like, well, this is what I got to do. This is my assignment. And you're absolutely right, because this is what your soul is telling you to do. So go ahead and do that. Your spirit as well, everything inside of you is telling you, go ahead and do what you got to do. You are waiting for this special meeting with someone. You're supposed to have like some type of communication with someone, right? But you're noticing that it's not becoming special anymore. This could have happened already, but it's not becoming special anymore. This special connection that you have with someone, it was beautiful at first, now it's turning into hell. Okay, there's no more freedom. This person locks you in 4 walls. You don't get to go out. All that following your soul, that doesn't get to happen anymore. So guess what you did? Yes, you packed your stuff, Divine Feminine, and you said, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. And you went and you became single. So Divine Feminine, you're now single. Spirit really wants you to pay attention to your soul's mission, making a money moves. And when you tell people about the moves that you make, okay, because you may want to be like, listen, yo, I know a way to get money. Let me show you something. Because you would think, hey, that person's going to go out and get money with me, right? No, not whoever you were dealing with now. Whoever you're dealing with now, when you show them, guess what? They want to lock you in. They want to box you in. They want to say, listen, I can take care of you. I got you. And then you realize you're trapped. That's when you realize you're trapped, and you can no longer follow your soul. You can no longer follow your spirit. There's no more you making moves. This person's making all the moves. There's no more you having your free spirit, and you risking yourself going outside, and no more of that. You're trapped. Divine Feminine, you're trapped in these walls. You're not free. You can't go nowhere. You can't. And spirit is like, that's what it is. Spirit is like, this is killing your soul. That's what it is. You sharing, and it's like, it's not about you sharing, it's just what happens. You have to go out there and share. You have to go out there and share your wisdom. You have to go out there and share your knowledge, especially if you feel as though this is your soul mission. If your soul says go out there and to show people the way, then go ahead and do that. But along the way, Divine Feminine, you come across someone who wants to box you in. All of a sudden, you don't see the sky no more. You used to go outside and stare at the stars. You don't see that no more. You can't go outside. It's nothing but walls. Okay, it used to be nice and airy and cool. It's no longer nice and airy and cool. It's hot. You used to have freedom. You could walk anywhere, go anywhere you want to go. If you want to go out of state, you can go out of state. If you want to go to another country, if you just want to walk to the corner store, none of that. It's like, this person has to come with you. Now it's like, what are we doing? Where are we going, sweetheart? And that's it. And it never changed. It was just consistently like this, And you're used to change, Divine Feminine. You're used to growth. You're used to change. There was no more growth. There was no more change. And that was the moment when you said, this is not my mission. I got to go. I still have a mission. This is not it. That's the moment when you said, no, this is actually the opposite of my mission. This is actually destroying my mission. This is actually keeping me stagnant. This is actually, I can't go anywhere with this. They tried to fool you with the fire until you realize it wasn't real. Until you realize you were being consumed by someone else's fire and your fire was being put out slowly, slowly put out. It's no longer your mission. It's now the devil's mission. And you said, oh, hell no. And you started thinking about yourself. And now you're trying to regain yourself with the Nine of Pentacles. You just said, you know what, I'm going to be single. I'm just going to be single. I'm just going to be by myself, and I'm going to be like this for a while. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be slow growth to build yourself up. Okay, so this was spiritual growth. So you graduated, okay, because of whatever it is that your soul does or whatever, you graduated. So you elevated spiritually, and that's why you had to go through this. You had to encounter someone who was toxic because you had to grow up spiritually, though. There's something that you had to go back and face, I feel as though, or there's something that you had to heal. Let's put it like that. There's something you have to learn. There you go. There's something that you had to learn. It's not even that you had to go back and do something, but you had to learn it, or maybe you had to go back and learn it, which is why you dealt with this toxic situation. You had to go back and learn something, or you had to learn something, but it was for your spiritual evolution. So now you evolve spiritually, boom, and you're back by yourself. Okay, you're back, but you're in a different energy. You're in an energy of learning now. Okay, for your growth, but learning by yourself. So don't let this end like your soul mission, unless maybe that's what it was. Maybe your soul mission, divine feminine, was very risque, and it's risque because you could deal with criminals and all types of toxic people. And this is just what you have to do. Spirit is saying, like, that's what you got to do in order to evolve. You got to deal with the criminals. You got to deal with the raunchy people. Like, this is the thing, divine feminine. I'm seeing like it puts you right back onto your mission, but kind of like another mission. Like, there's something that you need to complete. You're almost there, but there's probably like another encounter. So just prepare yourself. God is saying, continue on your mission. Don't let anybody know exactly what it is that you're doing, what you have to do. It's your spirit, it's your soul. So you realize this person was shutting you in. There was no door. There was no window. There was no way out. This person was creating for you. This is what they were starting. And it just would never change. You were tied in, you were locked in, and then there was no growth. It was just a vicious, toxic cycle that more than likely would have led you to death. So you're absolutely right for leaving. That's because that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the overall energy as being like death. That's why I'm wondering, like, are you supposed to stop something? But I know you're not supposed to stop your soul mission. It's like God would never tell you, hey, stop listening to me. You know what I mean? No. So this must just be like your soul mission is in the dark. Like, sometimes you don't know what it is, and you just end up, falling into a situation and having to get out. That is your mission. Everything you do probably is a learning situation. Okay, it's an opportunity for you to learn everything that you do. There was death, because I'm seeing death, but I feel like somebody tried to kill your soul. Someone, and they tried to mirror you and imitate you. So this is someone that knows exactly what your soul needs. They know how to feed your soul, but they chose to deprive you from it. They chose to deprive you from what your soul needs. And it's not because they don't know what your soul needs. It's because they just chose not to give it to you. Okay, so what you did was you packed your bag once you realized this, that it was time to go. You looked at that calendar and you said, I've been here for too long. It's been too many days, and it's time to go. And that's when you realize you weren't happy anymore. You didn't even know you were happy because you didn't know you were unhappy because you're so used to being a giver. You're so used to taking care of people and making sure other people are happy that you didn't realize that you were losing your own happiness. So you got up and you walked out, you packed up and you walked out, and now you're independent and you're by yourself. Point blank, period. Okay, and that's in the reading. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm gonna see you in the next one. I'm out.